Good evening. I'm Cole Stevenson.
And I'm Emily Topcheski. Here's what's coming up next on Panthervision.
I think she began to cry. That's when I started to get scared.
This time it was for real.
Lockdown alert.
As MATC goes on lockdown.
I had a black X on my hand.
A black X, a president in court, and a fraternity suspended. We'll explain.
2, 1, go! Woo-hoo!
He's 95 years old and he's still on the prowl. Find out why this alum is at the starting line.
All that, plus Panthervision making national history.
I am so incredibly proud of these kids.
Coming up next.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. This time, it was not a drill.
And it was tense. A lockdown at MATC put training to the test.
And as I found out, the students and faculty passed with flying colors. While the threat of an active shooter may seem like an alternate reality for most people,
Lockdown alert.
it became more real for students at MATC on Thursday, October 9th.
Secure all doors and windows immediately. Turn off all
Building
lights.
C at MATC was placed on lockdown around 11:40 a.m. after a man with a gun was seen entering the building. Professors across the building followed lockdown protocol.
One of our professors was nearby, so it was about 5 of us. We got pushed inside the check-in closet. We were sitting in there with the lights off. It lasted for about, I think an hour.
There was terrible silence. Just the silence, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes worth of silence.
While some students were terrified by the turn of events,
Young lady, maybe to the right of me, I think she began to cry. That's when I started to get scared.
others felt so confident that they were safe at MATC that they were even joking around with classmates while sitting in the dark.
If there was maybe a shooter, then we probably would have taken it a little bit more serious.
Students and faculty at MATC participate in lockdown drills that are held once a semester to prepare for the worst. But it's clear that these drills set up the campus community for the best possible outcome.
Then we're supposed to close the doors, make sure they're locked so no one can come in from the outside, and turn off the lights.
Students and faculty receive rave alerts, a safety alert that goes out over text messaging about any issues on MATC campus.
Attention, the emergency has passed. All clear. Resume normal activity.
While the lockdown cleared at 12:25 p.m., it still took students all day to recover from an hour of not knowing what was going on as they sat in the dark.
Kind of bone curling or blood curling, if you will.
MATC's lockdown raises questions about UWM's preparedness for similar situations.
But as Panthervision's Maria Corpus reports, UWM has different policies when it comes to lockdown drills.
And tornado drills.
Attention please, this is a tornado drill.
But there's one that is not practiced at UWM.
We haven't done lockdown drills here on campus, and that was something that the working group was specifically asked to look at.
The working group was created after Panthervision's continuing coverage of active shooter preparedness on campus. Van Harpen is the chair of the group and says they decided against mandatory lockdown drills.
For our campus, we are much more like a city than a school.
Attention. Lockdown drill.
Conducting a lockdown drill would only hit likely a very, very small percentage of our campus.
Because if you lock down an active shooter, he's locked down with you. He's locked in the building with you. How are you going to get out? How are you going to run? How are you going to escape if you're in a lockdown?
Instead, the university is relying on voluntary training sessions like this one. This video, called Run, Hide, Fight, is a key point of the training sessions.
Whereas with the Run, Hide, Fight training, we can get really an unlimited number of people to be trained in that respect.
But at this particular training session, held during Campus Safety Week, only 16 people attended, As of right now, watching the video is voluntary, and it was not shown at new student orientation this summer. Van Harpen says that may change.
It is the goal of the police department to eventually have it incorporated into the new student orientation, and they're working with student affairs on that, and hopefully next fall they'll be able to fit that into the program.
And there are no plans to require training as a condition of employment for new staff.
Now, individual areas on campus may mandate it, but in terms of campus-wide, that's just generally not a practice that we regularly employ.
There are 4 more training sessions scheduled through the end of the semester. In Milwaukee, I'm Maria Corpus for Panthervision.
The changes come after a year-long Panthervision investigation exposing flaws in UWM's active shooting preparedness. And our continuing coverage is being honored with broadcast journalism's most prestigious award. Panthervision has become the first college and news organization to ever win the National Edward Murrow Award. The awards were presented earlier this month in New York.
I'm so incredibly proud of these kids. Their commitment to holding the powerful accountable, to giving voice to the voiceless, and to righting wrongs is simply inspiring.
9 Panthervision reporters attended the ceremony and received only standing ovation of the night. One of the national judges congratulated the students as they gathered for pictures.
25-year news director. And I want to tell you, your work was awesome. And you all should be so proud to do what you did. It was quality journalism. And the fact that you did it at your own institution, fighting your own institution in effect, was amazing. And I had to come back here and congratulate you. Unbelievable stuff. You'll be great future journalists. Congratulations. Thank you.
Other winners included 60 Minutes, NBC Dateline, and ABC News. The awards have been given out since 1971. There are more than 4,000 entries in this year's competition.
The president of UW-Milwaukee's Tau Kappa Epsilon fraternity is facing felony charges. Thomas Kreinbring is charged with keeping a drug house and possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. The charges stem from a police investigation of a teak house party. According to the search warrant, several people claimed that they were drugged, feeling severely intoxicated after just a few drinks. But as Michael Atterbury reports, some students don't agree with those allegations.
Everybody knows college students love drinking heavily, and this September was no exception as several Sandburg residents were sent to the hospital for being over-intoxicated. However, some of the students believe they had been drugged. Rumors have circled that the fraternity was using a color-coded system consisting of red and black X's on hands to drug girls. A friend of a fraternity member who wishes to remain anonymous sheds light on the rumors.
I had a black X on my hand. I've been to plenty of the tea parties. They don't specifically give you a colored X for anything. It doesn't mean anything besides your name is on the list.
Some people don't think the coverage of the frat has been fair.
I feel like they've been targeted. I know a lot of these guys. I've been to plenty of the parties. The guys would not do this. They're all really down to earth. They all get good grades.
UWM student Sarah Gable gets a laugh out of the charges the fraternity president, Thomas Kreinbring, faces.
Thomas supposedly got busted for having marijuana, Adderall, just in his room at that frat house, and that's almost laughable because you can walk into almost any house on the east side and that's what you'll find.
In Milwaukee, I'm Michael Atterbury for Panthervision.
Nearly 200 people took to the streets following the news involving the teak fraternity.
Protesters are calling for better sexual assault awareness on campus. The event, organized by a group called End Rape Culture UWM. Protesters marched from Riverside Park to the teak fraternity house.
The person passing me by if he's gonna jump me, if he's gonna rape me, if he's gonna rip off my clothes. That's not okay. It is unacceptable. I should not have to worry about when I'm handed a glass if it's drugged or not and if I should be raped the next morning.
End Rape Culture UWM is just one group focusing on sexual assault on Wisconsin campuses.
The UW system is creating a task force to deal with sexual violence and harassment. UW System President Ray Cross says the goal is to ensure campus communities are safe places to live and learn. The 21-member panel includes 2 UW-Milwaukee faculty members. The group will meet regularly in the coming months.
Police at UW-Madison are revising a crime prevention tip sheet because some say they blamed women for sexual assault. The tips said such things like, "A victim looks like a victim," and if you present yourself as easy prey, than expect to attract some wolves. That drew some criticism from social media and blogs. UW-Madison's police chief says the tip sheet contained general safety tips and was not directed at potential victims.
UWM Police Chief Michael Marzian has been fired. The firing comes after an investigation into inappropriate messages sent to a female student. Marzian had been the university's police chief since 2010. The independent investigation began when a student complained she was receiving internet messages of a sexual nature from Marzian. The investigator, a former Milwaukee County judge, concluded Marzian did not violate school policies. But he did say that Marzian's conduct was a concern because UWM Police investigates reports of sexual harassment. Gregory Haybeck is serving as the interim police chief.
Marquette University is getting ready to expand its campus. They've bought 2 acres of property downtown from a local investment group. The land cost about $5 million. New Marquette President Michael Lovell says the school is also planning to buy 5 more acres in the near future. Marquette is still planning on what to do with the land. The UWM Panthers have a new arena, for now at least. Over the summer, the U.S. Cellular Arena became the UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena. The 10-year deal cost $3.4 million, but the ink is barely dry on the contract, and there's already controversy. A local architect is suggesting the arena be torn down to make room for the new sporting complex for the Milwaukee Bucks. UWM intern chancellor Mark Monet has met with the new Bucks owners to discuss the controversy. They plan to meet with the owners in the upcoming weeks.
The Kenwood Interdisciplinary Research Project is at the center of expansion at UWM. As Panthervision's Eliana Moreno reports, the new facility is a work in progress.
We're here at the Kenwood Interdisciplinary Research Center, where construction started in March of 2013. This $80 million project will result in 142,000 square feet of classrooms, research labs, and offices.
The Kenwood IRC is aimed at research and teaching across disciplines. The building will be mainly occupied by the physics department, with 1 floor dedicated to the Zilber School of Public Health. UWM's project manager, Kurt Binter, tells us more.
The existing physics building was woefully inadequate for modern research and highly technical research that could be done in the building.
The building benefits other departments by housing their scientific research equipment, and it also benefits the community.
You'll notice on the site there are many detention areas where rainwater will collect and be slowly introduced into the sewage system so as not to back it up by a sudden surge.
One special feature inside the 5 levels is the active learning classroom. It allows groups to get together and project their ideas across all the classroom monitors.
This cutting-edge project has set a new standard for architectural design at UWM. The building will be finished in May of 2015 for fall occupancy. For Panthervision, I'm Eliana Moreno.
UWM has 2 other building projects in the works. The Teaching Learning Studio at the Northwest Quadrant is in Phase 1, and the Student Union Rebuild project is in its planning stages.
Coming up, see how crafty hands help UWM students release the stress of the mind of the mid-semester crunch.
Plus, we'll tell you how to get around town for free.
All that and more when Panthervision continues.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
You ready again?
Let's go do this.
At MATC, we award lots of degrees.
But not everyone makes it to our big ceremony.
Samantha, I own lamb.
Thanks to the hands-on training they receive from industry experts, many of our grads are already hard at work. But that's okay. They end up with something even more rewarding than a diploma. A career. MATC. Redefine smart.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, is 4 miles per hour. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over.
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
The search for a new UWM chancellor is underway.
As you recall, Michael Lavelle resigned last spring to become Marquette's new president. A 27-member search committee is screening applicants with the help of national search firm. The committee is made up of UWM faculty, staff, students, and community members. They will present 5 finalists by mid-November. The new chancellor will be announced around December 15th.
Marquette is apologizing for a technical glitch which led to a potential data breach. An error in login settings exposed personal information from graduate school applications, including social security numbers, test scores, and financial information. Marquette University officials say the information exposed was kept on an internal file server and was only supposed to be available to a select number of university officials. The school is offering 90 free days of credit monitoring for those affected by the potential breach.
There's a hidden gem in the student union that you might walk past every day. As Panthervision's Amanda Porter reports, you could help find your inner artist.
From screen printing, handmade jewelry, to biker messenger bags and candles and teacups, UWM held its annual Artists Fair and Farmers Market in the Union Concourse. While most of the vendors were selling pieces for profit, UWM's Studio Arts and Crafts Center offered friendly, fun, and more excitingly, free arts and craft projects and facilities to UWM students.
We are open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 10, and then Friday, 11 to 5, and Saturday, 11 to 5 as well.
The Studio Arts and Crafts Center offers a comfortable, fun, and free workspace for any and all kinds of artistic individuals.
I love the space. I'm always there. It's such a great space just to be creative, have space to do what you want. I don't have a lot of table space, so for me it's really great to have space just to work on my things.
The Studio Arts and Crafts Center likes to keep things fresh, friendly, free, and fun.
We have a project of the week every week, which is really great. So we have a project already set up for everyone who, we have tools, we have the supplies, we have instructions on what you need to do. You just need to come in and follow the instructions, and then if anyone needs help, everyone there is more than willing to help out.
This group is fun and free for all UWM students and offers a variety of artistic outlets for students to relieve stress, relax, mingle, and connect with other artsy souls. From UWM's Union, this is Amanda Porter reporting for Panthervision.
The Fair and Market is one of many artistic events this year. You can visit the UWM Studio Arts and Crafts Center website for more information.
UWM is one of just a handful of schools picked to get a grant from the U.S. Department of Education. The school will receive more than $400,000. The federal initiative is meant to strengthen international studies and world language training. A total of 269 were chosen. UW-Madison is also receiving money.
UWM is mourning the loss of a longtime faculty member. Mark Kruger died earlier this month following a series of health problems. He taught in the School of Continuing Education and served as the intern dean 3 different times. Kruger also founded and ran UWM's Youth Work Learning Center.
If a penny saved is a penny earned, then some MATC students might have enough change to fill a piggy bank. MATC's Corey Scott Johnson explains how many are getting to and from campus for free.
Over half of all MATC students use the U-Pass to get to and from school, but not many realize that it was almost taken away from them.
Having the ability to catch the bus is incredibly helpful to students who do not own a vehicle.
sometimes I have to come back to school multiple times a day, so that's when I do use my U-Pass. I take the bus, so I don't have to pay $1.50 every time.
I'm actually really surprised that they almost took away the U-Pass because it helps a lot of people.
U-Pass is not used just for transportation to and from the campuses. It can be used anytime, anywhere on the Milwaukee County Transit System's route.
I don't really use it for anything else besides going to school. I mean, it's nice to have.
If I want to hang out with my friends to go to the mall, or I go to work, so it's useful for that. Right now, with the U-Pass is helping me for things I need.
The U-Pass is free, parking isn't free, so I mean, it's great to have.
Attempts were made to contact the financial aid office, the people responsible for this decision. However, they were not available for comment. The Milwaukee County Transit System has worked with the Milwaukee Area Technical College for many years now in this program, so students would have transportation to and from school. Elimination of the U-Pass would have placed a significant financial burden on those students who take advantage of this free service. The U-Pass can greatly simplify the lives of MATC students, and clearly for many holds tremendous value. From MATC Panthervision, this is Daniel Fisher. Back to the studio.
Ann Matusi joins us for a look at our weather.
Hi guys, how we doing?
Hey Ann, what's up?
Well, we have some interesting things happening this week. If we take a look at our weather headlines, it's going to be partly cloudy for the first half of the week, but it's going to be warming up in the later half. But will there be more rain? I have everything coming up right now. So let's look at our current conditions first. It's going to be partly cloudy. Temperature is about 55 degrees. The dew point is at 46, and the barometric pressure is at 30.1. For the rest of the day, the sun's gone. It's going to be gone. It's increasing cloudiness throughout the rest of the day. The high is 58, which is pretty warm. The low is 41. We have a 20% chance of rain happening. Let's take a look at tonight's lows. As you can see, Milwaukee's at about 41 degrees, and Madison is at 38, and Rhinelander and Eau Claire both at 35, with Green Bay at 40 degrees and La Crosse at 39. And the state highs are moving on. Milwaukee's at low of 46 degrees, and Madison, Oshkosh, Green Bay, and Rhinelander all at 55 degrees, while Eau Claire tops off at 57. Moving on to tonight, it's going to be partly cloudy with a low of 41 degrees. Winds coming from the north at 9 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, it's also going to be partly cloudy with a low of 41 and a high of 49. The winds north-northeast at 13 miles per hour. If we take a look at Wednesday, it's looking a little happier. The sun comes out, it's a high of 55 degrees and a low of 34, with winds coming from the northeast at 7 miles per hour. For the rest of the week, we're looking at partly cloudy on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, though, that sun's coming back and it's here to stay, with Friday at a high of 66, Saturday 65, and Sunday 62 degrees. So it's looking like a pretty nice weekend.
Yeah, sounds like a great week to get outside.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you haven't hit the pumpkin patch or the apple picking place, you might want to do that while you still can.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right, thanks, guys.
Purchasing textbooks is a fear all college students face each semester. MATC's Lisa Casper shows us how one man is trying to lessen the financial burden.
MATC campus coordinates a large amount of programs and services for students.
Student life, I consider, is the safety net for the college. That if anything happens or is coming out of the college that it doesn't fit into a niche, like registration or financial aid, if someone doesn't know, contact Student Life, and that's when we'll step up and try to be that resource for that person.
One of the programs that the Office of Student Life hopes to implement in the coming year is a book rental service.
I spend about $700-800 a semester. I would rather spend like $50. I would rather rent the books instead of buy them.
Books are like so much money, like way too much for a book you're never probably going to use again.
The cost of books is really impacting students. When they get their financial aid, they take the money off for the classes, but then you have to spend at least $400 or $500 for books. And then the most sad part about it is when you try to return that book at the end of the year, you won't get, the value of that book. You spend $200 for a book and you turn it in and you get $50 or maybe $20. So it's very frustrating. But what if you didn't want the book and didn't have to keep the book? Why not just borrow the book? I mean, look at it in terms of, I think, like a library. You need a book, you get it and use it and so on. So I'm hoping the student government can kind of push this issue along and come up with a book rental program.
For more information on the Office of Student Life, stop into their office in the S building of the downtown MATC campus.
Has the women's volleyball team retained their home winning streak? We'll find out as Michael Cole joins us for sports.
And how long does it take for a Panther to run 3 miles? We've got that and the answers a little bit later on our newscast.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to start. Oh, it won't be easy at first. It'll take time, dedication, and commitment. It will be the most important thing you'll ever do. Yes, sooner or later, we'll all have to start. So, what are you waiting for? Saving for your financial future is easier than you think. Get started and choose to save. It will pay off in the long run.
When international disaster strikes, only one type of donation can purchase clean water, get medical supplies, rebuild homes and businesses, and provide culturally appropriate foods. This one donation gives exactly what is needed for each unique disaster situation. Save lives, save time, donate cash.
Home court advantage can make all the difference in any sport.
Just ask the women's volleyball team.
Michael Cole joins us now with sports. Michael?
Thanks, guys. There's no place like home for the women's volleyball team. The team was a perfect 7-0 heading into Saturday when they suffered their first home loss of the season. Prior to Saturday, the team beat Western Michigan University for the first time ever. Junior Maggie Dunbar had a career-high 20 kills, marking her 6th game in a row with double digits. Senior Hannah Blanchard had 12 kills and 4 blocks. And junior Kayla Price picked up 13 digs and a match-high 44 assists. Things did get a little ugly in the second set, though, as the Lady Panthers committed 10 errors in a row. They won the match, though, 3-1. Balancing school and sports is not always an easy task, but women's volleyball player says it's actually working in her favor. Panthervision's Maurice Childs has her story.
College can be one of those places where the competitive spirit comes alive.
That's a hit.
For star volleyball player Taylor Golubowski, the competition carries on into the classroom.
I actually do better in school when I'm in season, just because I know that I have to go to practice, I have to get this done. Where in the spring, when I'm kind of in the off season, it's just I have time to relax, and then I usually don't get as much done.
Coach Susie Johnson knows her players have more than just digging and spiking on their mind.
All the elements in life, school, volleyball, and family are all really important.
But where do you find family when you live on a college campus? Taylor says their team's secret is sisterhood.
We all live together, we all hang out with each other off the court, and that's a big reason why we've been so successful on the court.
Taylor has the best of both worlds. As well as her volleyballing sisters, she has her parents in the crowd. Her dad says it's a big reason she chose Milwaukee.
So she really felt like it was like home, and it makes it a whole lot easier for a parent with your kid in the same town to go watch them at their events also.
Taylor's advice for overcoming adversity?
Definitely shoot for the stars. I mean, I'm personally a smaller, shorter volleyball player. If you set goals and you want to obtain them, you can totally do it. So do it.
In Milwaukee, I'm Maurice Childs for Panthervision.
Player in program history to reach 1,000 career digs. She's on pace to finish top 5 all time in that category. Now to men's soccer, where the team is in a fight to make the playoffs. The men moved to 5-8-2 with a win over UIC on Saturday. However, the team struggled in the previous game. The team fell behind early in their game on Wednesday. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies scored within the first 3 minutes. Oakland had added another goal in the second half and went on to win 2-0. The Panthers came up scoreless after failing to convert on opportunities late in the game. UWM has 2 games coming up this week, including a game in Madison on Wednesday. After just one meet, a member of the men's swimming and diving team is receiving an award. Senior KJ Hager was named Horizon League Diver of the Week. Hager won both boards easily in the 1-meter dive. He finished 42 points ahead of his opponents. It's his first league honor this season and the 14th of his career. That's it for sports. Back to you, Cole and Emily.
Running more than 3 miles is not an easy feat. So what's a 95-year-old man doing at the starting line?
Panthervision's Michael Cole has the story.
Stretch your legs and get ready to run, because these Panthers are on the prowl. Sunday marked the 10th anniversary of UWM's Panther Prowl, an annual 5K held by the Alumni Association.
This year's event and every year, the Prowl is to help support student scholarship at UWM, a very important part of this community.
For the last decade, the Prowl has provided funding for campus scholarship programs. Every year, more runners are participating. More runners means more money.
And it serves at least 17 students a year. We have full ride tuitions, and then we have $2,000 scholarships as well. We have to wait till all of our registrations come in, but it's going to be well over $30,000.
Additionally, the recipient of the Prowl Scholarship for Outstanding Achievement kicks off the race. This year, things are a little different. 95-year-old World War II vet and UWM alum Paul Melrude will be the honorary race starter. Word is, he'll be participating as well.
I beg your pardon?
Or not.
I'll be running to the job.
Paul was a member of the Alumni Association back in 1980 when the Prowl originated, and is the reason why the race was brought back in 2005.
We wanted to honor him because, again, it was his idea to start it up again.
Over 1,400 runners participated in this year's race. Paul couldn't be happier.
I am so proud to be involved with this university.
In Milwaukee, I'm Michael Cole for Panthervision.
First place went to a Panther with a time just under 16 minutes. More than 1,300 Panthers ran in this year's Prowl. Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
You can watch us on Time Warner Channel 14 and on AT&T UVerse Channel 99 at 5:30 on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and again at 10:30 on Saturday and Sunday mornings. So until next time,
have a great week.